Robbie Robbins, and I'm a business support manager at Unlocking Potential. So how did I set up a business? It's a good question. I was quite lucky before starting my business. I'd been up in the Midlands running somebody else's business, and during that time I was a long way from the head office, and I was described by the board that I was working for as a bit of a maverick, so which gave me a bit of inclination that perhaps I ought to run my own business and not theirs. So how do you set up your own business? First, I would say, I think it's a Richard Branson thing, is keep working for as long as you possibly can, and work as hard as you can on your own business whilst working for someone else's, because the pay is pretty useful, which might mean you're working in the evenings, working at weekends, but it gets you grounded. Keep your wits about you as well. I was also extremely lucky. The company that I left decided to change markets. And I'd asked the chairman when I was leaving, I said to him, if you're not going to work in this sector anymore within the construction industry, could you give me any clients you have that want work doing, could you let me know? And I then reiterated that message that he told me he would, and I'd reiterated that message at a board meeting in front of all the other directors. And I made it clear to the estimating department in the company that that's what had been agreed with the directors. And sure enough, 3 or 4 days later, they sent me a tender they had in the office, which I then went up and won. It was worth £250,000, and I won the job. And so the day I started my business, I think on something like the 3rd of September, and I started the contract the same day for £250,000. And I remember a local builder, who was a very small builder in the town I was working, said to me, how are you going to do that? Who are you going to employ to do all this work? And I said, I remember saying, I've got no idea. But you get up and you think, okay, I've now got this job and now I have to run it. I knew how to run construction projects. I'd run a business, I'd run projects in London, and it was a matter of getting on the phone, using the contacts I had, and working very, very hard. But tenacity, keep your wits about you, delivering, having faith in what you do is a good job. They're basics. Now, I talk to people about their dharma, what they should be doing in life. And you know, from my own experiences, that if you get it wrong, if you haven't had some help, or you can't work out where you should be, and you get it wrong, you walk down the wrong valley, you go into the wrong valley, down the wrong path, and you spend 20 years up doing that before you able to change or have to change, it's a long way to walk out the valley. Yeah, but if you get your dharma right now, yeah, life is easy. Life should be easy. Life shouldn't be difficult. Yeah, it should flow. And if you love what you do and you get that right, and often people think they love what they do, but you can see they don't. It doesn't connect. It just doesn't happen. And then you can investigate that and talk about it and open it up, and then really work out what they want to be doing. And once you get them on that route, then life's easy, because it all opens out in front of them.